I've never had a boo-boo behave like this. I mean, everybody wants to be like Wolverine, get a cut, have it heal up right away. Well, we are like Wolverine, just in super slow motion. So I recently had a very interesting experience with an injury that I really want to talk about. That's why we're here today. About a month and a half ago, you may remember, I dumped off my bike and broke my face. Well, blacked my eye. I didn't realize I broke my face because it didn't hurt. These meat suits that we live in are so amazingly designed. God is amazing, and He designed these things to heal themselves if we take care of them right. And in the last few years, I've been doing some things that have brought some changes to my life, to my health, and I've been looking for some evidence, that they were worried. You gotta be careful what you ask God for, let me tell you, because I've been curious, is this really working? Do I stick with it? And is in the beginning things that I see a difference, and then they settle into normal life, and you kind of don't realize that they're still working in the background. Well, I got confirmation here. All right, dumped off my bike. I'll show you pictures. You can see I hit. I don't know if you can see the curve right here. When I hit, boom, it skint up here, but it cracked or chipped something down here, and I didn't know it because it didn't hurt. Like, I'm learning. My body tells me everything that I need to know. I just have to learn how to listen to it, how to interpret it properly. And pain, I told my kids this from the beginning, pain is an indicator that something's wrong. Like, we used to watch Star Trek, and when the red alert goes off, it's like, that's something okay, well, this is your body's red alert. When there's pain, pay attention, because there's something that needs help. Well, I hit the sidewalk, and that hurt. It rung my bell. I sat there for a second, and my husband watched this purple knot start coming up on my eye right there. He said I looked like a UFC fighter, which I think I did. But once my head cleared, nothing was hurting. I just saw on my hand was all skint up, and I could feel this, but there was no blood. Nothing was dripping. I don't know if you've ever skinned something, your knee, your elbow, whatever. It'll sting. It stings till you get it cleaned up, and it's bleeding, and the blood is helping to clean the wound. That's what part of what it's doing. But there's pain to tell you something's wrong. And when I skinned my hand, there wasn't pain on my face. There wasn't pain. I know if I touched it or something, yeah. But anyway, so I was all tickled that the cayenne pepper that I've been taking for the last year was working, because that's a vasodilator. It's a blood thing. It goes and fixes stuff. It'll stop external bleeding. It'll stop internal bleeding. It'll stop a heart attack. It'll fix a stomach ulcer. Cayenne pepper is just this miracle that God created, right? And I've been taking that for about a year and just didn't really know what it was doing. But then this was like, wow, okay, cayenne pepper, I see what you're doing. Then I realized that the collagen that I've been taking for a few years now, I hadn't noticed much in the last few years. That in the beginning, yeah, because I got it because of my husband and his Charcot-Marie tooth, and is trying to strengthen his joints and bone, all this stuff. So collagen I thought would help him. But then after a week of taking it, I noticed that my skin, like my legs, were not so crepey, and the fine lines on my face were starting to, like, I noticed the collagen taken internally, because I've been using Avon face creams for years. That's putting it on your skin doesn't do the same as when you put it in your body, and then it goes where it needs to go, and it's a beautiful thing. So the collagen, I know, contributed to the toughness of my skin when it got scraped up here, when it got scraped here, so collagen, definitely. Cayenne pepper, for sure. But then I'd been, my whole side of my face swole up. You can see the pictures. Big purple. 2 weeks after this happened, I come up behind my husband to hug him a little bit, and gently bumped my face on the back of his head, and felt the most more pain then than I had this whole time when I fell off the bike. I was like, oh, okay, that's why it's been so purple and why this whole side of my face filled up with blood, because I was putting the ice up here thinking that was where the problem was, but it was cracked here or chipped or something. I don't know. I never got x-rays, and then it swelled up and all the blood because I never put any ice on it. That probably would have helped, but in hindsight, I didn't know because there wasn't any pain. Well, let's talk about my hand. That was the main reason that I wanted to do this video. I know people that have spent so much money and time going to a wound care specialist to help something heal up on their body. And I just watched this just disappear. When I say I didn't do anything, I didn't do anything. I got home from the wreck, I ran it under some water, and I left it alone. There was no blood to clean up. There was nothing to, nothing to do. And I didn't want to bandage it. I want to see what this design. It's been so long since I watched an injury like that heal up. I just left it alone. I want to see what God was going to do with it. And as you can see in the pictures, I documented it for a couple weeks until it's gone away. And right now, there's a little bit of pink with the scar tissue. This over here was giving me the most trouble. Every now and again, I'll bonk it on something and I'll remember, because it took a chunk out of right there, which even more surprises me that it didn't bleed, because that was a chunk out of the side of my finger. But it's all going away, and I would be willing to bet that by this time next year, you won't even know. You won't even be able to see the pink. That's another thing. Astaxanthin. I've been taking astaxanthin for about 3 months, I guess, and as an antioxidant, and trying to see the benefits. Within a couple weeks of taking that, I noticed my eyesight was even more clear than it has been, and that's been a beautiful thing. So I kept taking it, and some people market it as like a tanning pill, because it's made from a red sea algae, the same way that flamingos get pink and shrimp gets pink because of what they eat. The astaxanthin also gets in it, and it becomes part of your skin. So that's what this has been, more pink than the normal scar tissue color, which is kind of less pink or white, whatever. Anyway, it really became clear that Sunday morning when I had to go to church and go to a wedding, and I was really trying to cover this all up. I use Laura Geller foundation. It's a powder foundation, and I use 2 different colors, and I mix them depending on how pale or how, whatever I've got going on, so that the color matches. And I had to break out a darker color to mix in with it to make it work. And I haven't gone to the tanning bed in 3 months. I stopped so that I could tell whether or not the astaxanthin was working, and well, that just solidified it right there. So I know a lot of people aren't healthy enough for their bodies to heal up as quickly as mine did, but that's why I'm here right now, because I really feel strongly that we can all be healthier. If we eat right, if we take care of our bodies, get the right sleep, take care of your body like you're supposed to. Put in the good things, the whole foods, the healthy foods, and don't put in the harmful things, the processed, the snack foods, the chemicals, and it helps. I've seen people spend so much time and money, whether it's their money or whether it's insurance money, on wound care specialists. Somebody please help me heal this thing up because it's not healing. When all I really got to do is let it get some air and sunshine. I mean, I worked my hand, I washed my hands, of course, but I didn't put any medication on it. No Neosporin, no Vaseline, no nothing. I didn't put any bandages on it, for sure. Just let it get air and let it heal. And look what it did. God is amazing. Now, had it been something that, if I had to keep putting my hand in and out of my pocket where it was going to scrape like that, I would have bandaged that to protect it from that. Which reminds me of when I got a burn on my leg from a tailpipe. It blistered right up. It was probably about that big, and I left it alone. And that's always hard to do. You want to bust a blister, but you don't want to bust a blister because that's there to protect it, protect that raw skin. So I left it alone. And when I went to bed, I covered it with a bandage so that it wouldn't rub in the sheets. When I went to work, I definitely covered with a bandage. But as soon as I didn't need that anymore, I took it off and let it heal. And I watched that blister go down. And I watched it turn into a scab. And I didn't do nothing to it. I put a little cocoa butter on it when it started getting a little dry. Left it alone. Let the scab come off on its own. And now you can't even tell. I couldn't even tell you where it was. There's no scar. If you let it do what it's supposed to do. And that's kind of what I was doing here. I didn't mess with nothing. I didn't put any Neosporin. I didn't put any bandages on it. When it started getting a little tight or dry, I would take some castor oil. Just a little castor oil and gently put it around there to keep it moist. But that was it. And look how well it's healed up. God's design is amazing. I'm so excited to share this with you and give you encouragement. We just take care of our bodies. They will take care of us. And the pain thing, people have asked me, well, why didn't you go to the doctor? Well, why would I pay somebody to tell me something that I already know? There was no pain. There was no reason to seek medical attention. This one kind of tripped me out though, because yeah, if the bone chipped, but then what are they going to do? They'll look at it, they'll x-ray it, they'll tell me that the bone chipped and send me home. So I handled it myself. I'm good. But yeah, that's it. I really wanted to share this with you guys. I'm so excited. I've never had a boo-boo behave like this, you know. I feel like this was one way of God telling me that I'm on the right track. You know, the changes that I've been making over the last few years, especially cumulatively, have made a big difference in my physical health. Getting grounded, being able to climb trees again, no pain in my hips, you know, taking the collagen so that even though I'm getting older, it's not as obvious. I'm learning hydration is huge in that one too. The more your body balances out its salt intake. So when I'm taking too much salt, still drinking a lot of water, but I'm still, like, my eyes will show me when I'm getting dehydrated. The wrinkles are more pronounced. You probably noticed that in videos too. That's getting dehydrated. Just need to drink more water, maybe back off the salt a little bit. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I was here to talk about me breaking my face, because God's design is perfect. It's us that screw it up. We've been given the free will to choose to do what we want to or not, and we let nature go to the wayside because everybody's doing what everybody else is doing, and everybody's running to the doctor, and everybody's eating junk food and not taking care of their bodies. And I want that to change. I know a lot of people that want that to change. So that's why I'm here, to tell you my story, to bring you on my journey with me, so that you can see how what I'm doing is helping me. Maybe it can help you too. God is good, y'all. God is good. And the more I learn about His ways and His will and His design for things, and apply them to my life, the more happy, the more fulfilled, the more healthy. Just, there's joy in doing things God's way that a lot of us are missing out on, just for stubbornness or pride or ignorance. What are we believing? Are we believing what people are telling us, or are we actually seeking the truth? That's where I went. People are telling me one thing and it didn't make sense to me, so I sought the truth. And prayer and reading my Bible, a lot of things. I've learned a lot of things from reading my Bible. So in summary, these bodies were designed amazingly, and I have proven to myself that if you take good care of your body, it'll take care of you when things go wrong. And if we are patient and wait, I mean, everybody wants to be like Wolverine, get a cut, have it heal up right away. Well, we are like Wolverine. just in super slow motion, and we have to be patient. Have to be patient. Oh, get outside. Get outside and don't fall off your bike, because it was a great experience for me, but it's not always fun. So anyway, y'all have a fantastic day. Love you. Thanks for watching.